Hey everyone, it's your girl BF Glenn. I am here on today's Barber Talk with Sinclair. Sinclair is leaving his legacy within the DMV and he's doing it quietly. So take a second just to listen to this very informative interview from this very articulate man who is making headways and dropping gems along the way. So let's get into Barber Talk on DMV's Illest Barbers with Sinclair. Hi, everyone. We are here with Sinclair. Sinclair is not only a barber, but he is an owner of various suites. He has a lot going on within the community, and we're going to talk to him today and kind of get his take on some things. So, Sinclair, welcome to Barbers Talk with DMV's Illest. How are you today?
I'm well. I appreciate you all making time to talk to me, and I'm looking forward to this.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out. I wanted to touch into how you got into barbering. How did you start your journey? Walk us through that for a little bit.
My story starts at the very beginning when I was 13 years old. My father, one of his jobs was a barber. My dad was one of those dads who had a lot of jobs, and had a lot of things on his plate when they were young. But it started when I was 13, just kind of watching, experimenting with the clippers, cutting my younger brothers, cutting friends. And then when I got to high school, that's when things really took off for me because we had a full-fledged barbering program in our technical academy. I'm a graduate of Carlson High School, the mighty class of 2006. And when I left there, I had my high school diploma and my barber's license by virtue of completing that course and successfully passing my barbering exam.
Wow. Oh, wow. You know what? And you said Crossland High. Okay, I think you're the second barber that I spoke to that they had that kind of intermingling where you guys can go ahead and grab that while you're in
Correct.
school. That's great. That's really awesome. Okay, all right. So you got into the industry, but now here you are and you have your own suites. Tell us what you have going on. What are the suites? I heard you have a hairstylist shop now at the barber shop. Tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about what's going on right now with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So we're expanded. So we first opened up in 2018 with Signature Barber Suites, and I was blessed that we made it through everything that transpired over those few couple of years with COVID and everything like that. I have an amazing team of coworkers, and I have been blessed to always have an amazing team of coworkers since we've been open. And at the beginning of this year, we were able to expand, and now we have a second location, which is Signature Salon Suites, which is actually right next door to our first location, which I'm very, very excited about.
That's great. And they're both in Camp Springs, Maryland, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And so how is it that you were able to find such great coworkers? I like that you use that term. How is it, what is your process for finding great coworkers, especially as you're navigating through the industry like that, especially during COVID?
I think when you have a certain type of business, it draws in a certain type of professional. That's just really what it is. People have a gauge and a scope of what's going to be a good fit for them by virtue of their level of professionalism, skill set, and experience. And I think with the type of setup that we have, it caters itself to that type of industry professional. So it's not so much my vetting process or my selection process more than it is people just being honest and vetting themselves and asking, is this going to be a good fit for me?
That. I really, really like that. Okay. And so I hear you also teach some classes. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so everything that I do, if someone goes on my page, if they go on my website, anything that you see on there, there's a curriculum associated with it, and there's a class available for it. More recently, we started incorporating scalp micropigmentation certification, which I would encourage every single barber that has eyes and ears on this interview, at least send me a DM, send me a text message, send me an email, and get the information so you can make an informed decision about whether or not that's going to be a good lane for you. Every
Mhm.
single barber I know to at least get the information, it's completely changed my life.
I love that. And speaking of contacting you, let's do that. Where can they find you?
Instagram at Sinclair Grooming, on Instagram at SMPDMV. Website is www.smpdmv.co. And for those of you who have my personal number, you can reach me there. For those of you who don't, then just hit me on the other platforms.
Amazing. So how did you get into this to the SMP in the first place?
Just doing research about permanent hair loss solutions. Originally, I looked into FUE procedures, which is follicular unit extractions, hair transplant surgery courses, med school, board certified surgeons, and just trying to better navigate and understand what that process is like. And by virtue of doing that type of research, I found out about SMP, and something just lit up in me. I said, you know what, I think this is it.
And what type of concerns are you, or do you have any concerns about, what's happening in the industry now?
The barbering industry or the SMP industry?
Yeah, both, both.
No, I don't have any concerns. I don't. I mean, as with anything in life, the most consistent thing that takes place is change. So people are either going to adapt to that change or they're not. But for me, I don't have any specific concerns.
No concerns. Okay, so then any bright spots that you see happening, and maybe some of the younger people that you see there being innovative in certain ways, like
Yeah.
what are you noticing?
I like how the young barbers are really taking a hold of this social media stuff and they're using to catapult their careers. They're moving a lot faster than we were in the early 2000s. I like it because they have found what works and they're making it work for them. So to me, that's amazing because they're able to cover a lot of ground a lot quicker than what we were back in like '04, '05, and '06.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Where do you see yourself going? So you started out in barbering, you were 13 years old.
Hmm.
You got licensed early through the program,
Hmm.
and now you're a suite owner
Hmm.
of multiple suites. Where are you going?
I'm going up. That's what I'm
Mm,
going. I'm
mm,
going up.
mhm.
I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to expand, but I also want to continue to learn because this is an industry where you never stop learning. So that's where I'm going. I'm going in an upward positive trajectory that's going to yield growth.
Okay. All right. I love that. And so, you're leaving a mark on the industry. I mean, with everything that you're doing, I am in a totally different field, but I
Mhm.
recognize the hustle. I recognize the grind, the work that is
Mhm.
being put into it. So I want to congratulate you for the work that you've been putting in and
I
the
appreciate that. Thank
lives
you.
that you have touched as you're helping them to grow as well, because I'm sure
Mhm.
that you're also reaching back and helping others elevate. It's not just all for you. So I want to congratulate you on that. I do recognize that.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
mhm, mhm. And so I want to see what is your what is your take on or your interaction with DMV's illest barbers.
Mhm.
So we want you to kind of explain how the relationship sort of came about.
I think it was just the beginning of change for both myself as an entrepreneur
Mhm.
and the beginning developmental stages of what DMV'S has grown to be. And it was just an intersection where we were both like, hey, we're both starting a new journey. Let's help each other out. That's kind of my experience thus far. And I've been super appreciative of DMV'S and everybody attached and associated with them. They've always been a resource and always been a helping hand to me. So I just want to say from a place of gratitude that I appreciate that. But people don't have to do anything for you at all. Nobody owes you anything. But I think it's dope when people are like, hey, you've got something good going on. Let me help you highlight that. And that's what they've been for me. They've been a resource since the beginning.
That is amazing. So what do you like doing for fun?
You said, what do I do for fun?
Hmm.
Completely unrelated to the type of work that I do.
Unrelated.
I'm an avid cyclist. I enjoy going to stand-up comedy shows, and I love vegan restaurants. That's what I'm doing when I'm not at work.
Okay, so let's talk about the vegan restaurants in the area. Where
All right.
are they? Where are like
Um, So I mean, you have like different tiers, right? You've got places that offer vegan options, but then you have places that are 100% vegan. Two of my favorite spots in the immediate area to go to are Spizzy Smoothie and Teas. They're on Instagram at Drink Spizzy. The good brother Victorious, he owns Spizzy. And they have two locations, one in Camp Springs and one in Brandon. That's one of my favorite places to go for lunch. A lot. And then another place that is at the very, very top of my list as well is a Soultarian Cafe. They're off of St. Barnabas and Silver Hill Road. The good brother Chef Chris, he owns that. 100% vegan. You're not going to get anything bad out of that spot. Everything I get from there, I love.
okay, I've seen him. Okay, I've seen
Yeah,
him and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
always wondering, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah,
We're
his
gonna
Instagram handle is Soultarian on Instagram. And like I said before, Spizzy is Drink Spizzy on Instagram.
Okay, amazing. Okay, and then you
Black owned spots too. Black owned.
black owned. I love
Yep.
that. Okay. Awesome. Now, I did hear, unfortunately, that you had a very dear friend, Ashley, who passed away. If you can share some
Yeah.
of her spirit, some of her memories, just to kind of sort of pay homage to her during this interview, that would be great.
Ashley was good people. She was good people. If anybody believed in everything I was doing, it was her. And I say that humbly and wholeheartedly. When I made mention of even opening up a business before I had everything in motion, she was the first person to say, I want to work with you. And that meant a lot to me because she believed enough in my vision to say, you know what, Sinclair, I trust what you're doing and I want to be a part of it. She had a lot of good things in the works that she was developing and that I was kind of having conversations with her around. And unfortunately, those things didn't come to pass in the physical, but she's still here with us in the spirit. But that's my homie. That's gonna always be my homie. Phenomenal barber, phenomenal person, phenomenal woman. And I was a fan of everything that she did. She covered a lot of ground in the time that she was here. And for her age, she got a lot of things accomplished as a professional. And I was very, very impressed and honored just to say that I was able to work with her.
Mm, wow. I appreciate that. Let's see. So if you were not barbering, where would you be? What would you be doing?
I mean, I guess the easy answer is S&P. That's what I do now. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
if
And
I
so
wasn't a
outside of
barber,
hair.
that's what I'd be doing.
So
Yeah.
so even outside of hair, it'll be hair regardless. You're just hair.
Yeah, because when you're in the grooming space, I mean, you really help to lift people's spirits. When they look good, they feel good. When they feel good, they do good. But if not specifically barbering, it would be what I'm doing now within my other business, which is scalp micropigmentation.
Perfect. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so, in talking to a lot of barbers, I'm realizing that you guys deal with multiple personalities a day.
Mm-hmm.
I find that a lot of barbers are having difficulty juggling personal time, personal life.
Mm-hmm.
But every single one of them that I've spoken with love it. Like they just love what they do. So it's like, they don't even think twice about it. How do you juggle your profession and your personal life?
I buy back my time. That's what I do. I buy back my time. Any industry professional, be it barbering, cosmetology, even if you're in corporate, you have to position yourself in such a way where you can buy back your time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you are able to properly navigate the work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, your job will take you away from your family. It'll compromise your health, all of that. So you have to position yourself in such a way where you can buy back your time.
Can you talk about a little bit about for someone who might be struggling with that? Can you tell them some pointers on how to do that?
Depending on the specific nuances that they have going on within their professional endeavors, the easiest way is to generate some type of form of passive income within your given field, doing what you do already, because that's naturally going to be what you're most knowledgeable about. And then if not, you have to position yourself in such a way where you can earn the same amount of money, if not more, in less time, though. That's how you're able to buy back some of your time.
I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pause for a second because those were the questions, and he told me not to try to produce, but those are the
Mhm,
questions that they wanted me to talk to you about. Okay.
mhm.
So now can I get a little bit of creative side so that they can then go into the creative part for you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Is there any thing specific that you want to bring up for the audience that we can shift to?
Uh, the thing that I want to shed the most light on, because again, I know I've talked a lot about the S&P and I push that real heavy, but it's because it's the top tier of barbering. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody tries to say. No, this, that, or do that. Listen, I'm trying to tell you now. If you are an industry professional, if you are a barber, if you're a permanent makeup artist, if you're a cosmetologist,
Mhm.
you need to get this information. You
Okay.
can't afford not to get this information.
Okay.
Um, this is going to be the next biggest thing to hit our industry within the next couple of years. And if a person is smart, they want to get ahead of that curve. And I'm not even saying that so that you can come to me. I don't care who you go to get the information, but get the information from somebody, get the certification from a qualified industry professional who knows what they're talking about. Um, it would be extremely beneficial. That's really the best thing that I can do and say without physically going into someone's business and dragging them to a certification class myself.
And you do the certification, don't you?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
We do offer the certification at S&P DMV. You can visit the website for more information on that. You can contact me directly. But I don't want someone to think that I'm just trying to push my business. I'm trying to push enlightenment.
Mhm.
Where you decide to go and spend your money to get certified is up to you. Now, I will tell you this: if you come through S&P DMV, you will hit the ground running. You will have all the information that I use and implement on a daily basis. You'll have the same tools, kits, and supplies that we use. You'll have a training manual that I use on a daily basis. But again, you spend your money where you want to. But I can tell you this: if you come through S&P DMV, you're gonna be good.
I love that. I love that. And so S&P, is it just for scalp or is it also I follow this one guy, but he's not in the area. And I
Mhm.
saw that he tried to experiment with look like somebody's beard or something like that. So
Yeah, so
okay.
it can be used anywhere where hair grows or where hair is sparse. So it can be used on the hairline. It can be used on the top portion of the scalp, parietal ridge, temple, nape area. It can be used for surgical scars. It can be used for FUE scars. It can be used on the beard, goatee. Anywhere where there's hair that grows that's sparse, it can be used for there.
Okay, awesome. Is there another type of procedure that you find that may be needed in the industry that is not yet there? So we have the S&P, and I'm thinking like 10 years ago, maybe it wasn't there where women are going to get their edges in,
Right.
or, these type of procedures. Is there something else that you foresee that's coming out that maybe, someone else can look into or you yourself might be interested in?
I won't say that there's something else that's coming out that I'm privy to, but I'll say that there's something a lot of barbers, specifically are doing that should be researched, and it's just the simple shampoo. Barbers should be shampooing hair before they service clients. You'll see a world of difference in the quality of your work. Your clients will see a world of difference in their outcome in terms of the haircut that you're giving them, and it puts you in a position to elevate your ticket price. So just as something simple as a shampoo. I tell you, don't overlook the simple stuff that we're not doing.
Mm-hmm. 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 That makes sense. Okay, yeah, because I know when I get my hair done, I'm just short now, but when I go and get my hair done or cut,
Mm-hmm.
or for my son,
Mm-hmm.
I notice that they leave the hair. But
Correct. But when you go and you get your hair done, the first thing they probably do is shampoo your hair before they do anything, right?
if I go to the barbershop, no. If I go to a stylist,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I mean. If you go to a hair salon,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and there's a reason why. I've tried to encourage barbers for years to do the same thing. Some get it, some don't. But that would be the one thing that I see coming back and being implemented more, if anything. It's those little things, the subtle nuances that people forget.
Right. And is it more so a quality thing or like they forget, or is it more so they just trying to get clients in? Like what should someone like me who is not in the profession look for in finding a barber or a barber shop to go to?
The first thing you want to look for is a license. You want to make sure the person has a license. And I don't say that to be funny, but I mean, it matters.
But that matter, right?
If a person has a professional credential, it's going to be on display. One, because legally it has to be. Two, people work hard for those credentials. So they want to say, hey, I'm qualified and professionally certified to render these services within my given scope of practice. So that's the first thing I would tell somebody to look for. Um, look for a license for the individual. Look for a shop license from DLLR. Look for a use and occupancy permit from the given jurisdiction that they're doing business in. After that, then you want to look at the type of professional or professional image that the person is displaying. That lets you know a lot about how they run business, how the customer service is, and how their overall professionalism is. If all of those things are in line, then usually you're on the track. But if one of two of those things are there, I would just say, see how it goes and then decide if you want to return to the establishment.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I was looking for them to alcohol and clean like right after the person before me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for them to do that. And I find that I don't see that. So I just started
Yeah.
just
But
trimming my
see,
own.
here's the thing about that though. Like generally, I can't speak for everybody, but generally, if a person has a license and they've been schooled and educated properly, then they know proper sanitation, disinfection, and disease control. They know about cross contamination. They know the importance of making sure you're having a clean work environment and a clean campus to work with. And that's why I said all of that could be covered under just looking for a license if a person's been properly educated.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. And do you have any interest in maybe giving back not giving back, but maybe teaching younger, I'm talking about children, teens,
Mhm,
do you have any
mhm.
interest in anything like that?
I've done that before, actually, and it's something that I still do. Now it's just a matter of timing and scheduling. Timing and scheduling has to align. But short answer, yes, that is something that could be implemented.
Okay, okay, okay. But it's not like a forward thinking goal. It's just something that,
It's not something in the immediate, only
yeah,
because right now kids are in school. Normally that happens around August when it's back to school time, over the summer when they're out of school, something like that. But what are we about to be in February? They in school right now.
yeah. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Okay, yeah, no, the reason I asked is because you're so well spoken and
Mhm,
knowledgeable, and I feel like children could benefit. I just had an interview yesterday with
mhm,
another barber who was saying that he actually works in the schools
mhm,
um for his nonprofit though,
mhm.
but he's teaching the younger people because not everybody's an A student, you
Right,
know
right, right,
not everybody wants to be an academic, but
right.
teaching them something with their hands that they can make good money in
Mhm.
would be great. And I'm just listening to you and went, yeah, that would be great for this area.
Look,
That
I'm down. I'm down, and I'm with it as long as time permits, and I know a little bit ahead of time, and I can implement properly and make things work.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I enjoy that. And so let me just make sure. One second, I want to make sure I cover everything.
Okay, cool, cool.
This is worded. What mark do you want to leave in the industry? But hold on, let me reword that. Okay. When we're speaking about legacy, it seems that you've already started to create that. And so ultimately, I know you said that you're upward mobility
Hmm.
focused. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, what legacy would you like to leave, not only for yourself, but within the community?
I would like to leave a legacy that is directly correlated to extreme professionalism. That is what I would like to be synonymous with my name. When the name Sinclair comes up, I want them to think about extreme professionalism, punctuality, cleanliness, timeliness, and also one of the best scalp micropigmentation artists they've ever seen. That's what I want.
That's amazing. I like that. And so I can hear your passion for the S&P. I love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so is there a particular, so you're lighter, I'm a little bit more melanated, and obviously
Mhm,
everyone's a different shade, right? So is
mhm.
there any body, like is it for everybody, or is there one pigment that it just works absolutely amazing on, or are there different techniques for various pigments?
Yeah, you have different techniques. You have different implementations of the pigment, of the impressions, of the types of tools that you use. Anyone who has hair or doesn't have hair is a candidate for scalp micropigmentation. Anybody, men, women, or children.
Wow, good. Oh wow.
Mhm,
Okay, and so then to come to your class to get S&P certified, how long is the
mhm.
course?
You said how long?
Yeah.
We knocked the course out in 3 days, but it's 3 full, intense days that they're there with me.
Okay. Okay, that's really good though.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and you said they're up and running, so they're out making money right after that.
Yeah, when you leave here, you have all the necessary skills, training tools, and implements to start your S&P business the next day. And excuse me, you have direct access to me, so you have lifetime mentorship.
I love that. Okay, awesome. Any books in your future? I feel it, but do you have any books in your
I
future?
mean, possibly. I'm not in the academy. I'm not a scholarly intellectual anymore. Them days long gone. But however, if there's a need and I feel it here, there's information that I need to impart on people via print medium, then yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Even if it's children's books. My son and I
Mhm.
last year we read some barber wrote a book. I can't think of his name.
Mhm.
But it was like a barber battle book
Okay.
for kids, right? And
Okay.
so, just listening to, you speak again, I go back to you just have a wealth of knowledge that I think that a lot of people can benefit from.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Are there any parting words that you would like to say for anyone that is watching?
Scalp micropigmentation, a permanent hair loss solution. If you or anybody you know is in need of this service, send me a direct message, an email, text message, or phone call now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be sure to put that information at the bottom of the screen. Thank
That
you
works.
so much for your time here today. I really enjoyed talking to you, and
For
I've learned a
sure.
lot. Like I'm like you're very knowledgeable and very quick with it.
I
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah. So I mean you barely say or anything. So you kind of took me off my game, but I really appreciate speaking with you.
For
If you
sure.
guys enjoyed this interview, please like, share, subscribe, and definitely hit up Sinclair on all of his platforms, especially for the SMP. As he said, it is the next big thing in barbering, and we want to make sure that you guys are successful. Absolutely.